In the heart of the city, hidden beneath the shadows of towering skyscrapers and dimly lit alleyways, there existed a vampire unlike any other. His name was Malachi, a creature of the night with a reputation that sent shivers down the spines of those who dared to speak his name. Malachi had chosen the city as his domain, a sprawling metropolis where he could easily conceal his dark activities. Rumors circulated among the locals about a secret society of vampires, led by the enigmatic and chilling Malachi. As the city slept, he would emerge from his concealed lair, accompanied by his loyal minions, to recruit new members for his growing army of the undead. Malachi had a particular fondness for the city's nightlife. He targeted places where the vulnerable gathered, places filled with the thrill of the night. Parking lots became hunting grounds, with unsuspecting victims falling prey to his hypnotic gaze and the sharp bite of his fangs. Hotels became breeding grounds for new recruits, as guests mysteriously disappeared, only to return as pale echoes of their former selves. Bars, with their pulsating music and dimly lit corners, were the perfect hunting grounds for Malachi and his minions. They would blend into the crowd, seducing and ensnaring those who sought the intoxicating allure of the night. As the city slept, the vampire's army grew, and the once vibrant streets became haunted by the echo of their nocturnal activities. The city's residents lived in fear, never knowing when Malachi would strike next. Whispers of his presence circulated through the urban landscape like a chilling breeze, leaving an eerie sense of anticipation in his wake. However, there was one brave soul who had uncovered the truth about Malachi's reign of terror, investigating the disappearances and strange occurrences. A determined journalist named Amelia had stumbled upon the dark secret that lurked beneath the city's surface. As Amelia delved deeper into the mystery, she found herself entangled in a web of danger and intrigue. Unbeknownst to her, Malachi had taken notice of the tenacious reporter, and the stage was set for a confrontation that would determine the fate of the city. Little did Amelia know that her quest for the truth would lead her to the heart of Malachi's lair, where the line between the living and the undead blurred, and the true horror of the city's nocturnal activities awaited her. The intrigue continued as the battle between light and darkness unfolded in the city's hidden corners, leaving its residents to wonder who would emerge victorious in the eternal struggle for control. Over the night, Amelia, armed with determination and a burning desire for justice, delved further into the twisted labyrinth that concealed Malachi's lair. She followed a trail of cryptic symbols and ancient markings, discovering passages hidden beneath the city's infrastructure that led her to the vampire's inner sanctum. As she navigated the ominous corridors, she encountered remnants of the city's lost souls, individuals who had succumbed to Malachi's dark influence. Their vacant eyes and pallid skin bore witness to the malevolent transformation that awaited those who fell victim to the vampire's embrace. The air grew thick with tension as Amelia approached the heart of the lair. She could hear whispers echoing through the shadows, chilling warnings from the undead guardians that patrolled the unholy sanctuary. The closer she came to Malachi, the more she felt an otherworldly presence, a force that seemed to seep into the very fabric of her being. Meanwhile, the city continued to reel under the vampire's reign of terror. Reports of disappearances and unexplained phenomena multiplied, spreading panic and uncertainty like a contagion. The streets, once vibrant with life, now lay in the cold grip of fear, and the city's pulse throbbed with the unseen heartbeat of the undead. Amelia finally reached a cavernous chamber where Malachi held court, surrounded by his loyal followers. The air was heavy with the stench of ancient power and the metallic tang of fresh blood. In the dim light, she saw the vampire's piercing gaze fixated upon her, a predatory smile playing on his lips. "You have ventured far, mortal," Malachi's voice echoed through the chamber, sending shivers down Amelia's spine. "What brings you to my domain?" Amelia stood her ground, determined to expose the vampire's nefarious plans to the world. "Your reign of terror ends here, Malachi. I won't let you turn this city into a graveyard." Malachi chuckled, his laughter resonating with a sinister undertone. "You underestimate the power that awaits those who embrace the night. Join me, and you shall know a life beyond the limitations of mortality." Amelia recoiled at the offer, realizing the seductive nature of the darkness that surrounded her. The battle between light and shadow unfolded, as she grappled with the temptation to join Malachi's immortal army or resist the alluring promises that echoed in her ears. The intrigue deepened as Amelia stood at the crossroads of destiny, a lone beacon of resistance in the face of encroaching darkness. The city held its breath, waiting to see whether one courageous soul could defy the allure of eternal night and unravel the mysteries that shrouded its very existence. In that cavernous chamber where the clash of wills unfolded, Amelia's resolve wavered for a moment. The seductive whispers of the vampires offer tugging at the edges of her consciousness. Yet, a fire burned within her, fueled by the memories of the city's victims and the haunted faces of those who had succumbed to the darkness. With newfound determination, Amelia raised a relic she had discovered in her investigation, an ancient amulet with the power to repel the undead. A surge of energy emanated from the artifact, creating a protective barrier around her. Malachi recoiled, his eyes narrowing in a mix of anger and surprise. "You think a mere trinket can stand against the might of the night?" Malachi hissed, his fangs bared in frustration. Amelia, fortified by the amulet's mystical energy, pressed forward. She confronted the vampire with the evidence she had gathered, the stories of those he had ensnared, the chilling disappearances, and the unholy transformation of once vibrant beings into soulless minions. The chamber trembled with the intensity of the confrontation, as if the very foundations of the city were quaking under the weight of the struggle. Malachi's loyal followers, torn between their allegiance to their dark master and the lingering echoes of their former humanity, watched the unfolding drama with bated breath. As the battle of wills reached its zenith, a mysterious figure emerged from the shadows, a vampire, clad in ancient armor, with eyes that burned with a different kind of intensity. This newcomer, known only as Serafina, revealed herself as a renegade from Malachi's own coven, seeking redemption for the atrocities she had committed under his influence. Serafina, armed with knowledge of the vampire's vulnerabilities, joined forces with Amelia. Together, they fought against the tide of darkness that threatened to consume the city. Their alliance sparked a glimmer of hope, a beacon for those who still clung to the flickering light within their hearts. The intrigue deepened as the trio faced off against Malachi and his army in an epic battle that transcended the boundaries between the living and the undead. The fate of the city hung in the balance, and the outcome of this supernatural conflict would determine whether the shadows would continue to engulf the urban landscape or if a sliver of dawn would break through the eternal night. Unbeknownst to them, an ancient prophecy whispered of a chosen one who would hold the key to ending the vampire's reign. As the confrontation unfolded, questions lingered in the air. Who was the chosen one? And what role did Amelia play in the unfolding destiny of the city? The intrigue continued to weave its enigmatic threads, leaving the city poised on the precipice of a revelation that could change the course of its dark history forever. As the battle raged on, the once impenetrable chamber began to crumble, revealing hidden passages and tunnels leading even deeper into the bowels of the city. Amidst the chaos, a low, haunting melody echoed through the subterranean corridors, sending shivers down the spines of all who heard it. In the midst of the disarray, Amelia, Serafina, and Malachi found themselves drawn towards an ancient altar bathed in an ethereal glow. The air thickened with an eerie presence as a spectral figure materialized before them, wraith-like being, draped in tattered garments. "You have awakened forces beyond your understanding," the apparition intoned, its voice a chilling whisper that seemed to seep into the very souls of those present. "The city is but a vessel, and its destiny is entwined with the shadows that breathe beneath its surface." Amelia, Serafina, and Malachi were frozen in place, captivated by the enigmatic figure. The wraith raised its skeletal hand, pointing towards a hidden passage that led to a cryptic chamber deep within the city's labyrinthine structure. "You seek the answers that lie within the heart of the night," the wraith murmured cryptically. "But be warned, for the truth you seek may be more terrifying than the darkness you strive to dispel." With those haunting words, the spectral figure dissipated into the shadows, leaving an unsettling stillness in its wake. The trio, compelled by an otherworldly force, followed the designated path, their steps resonating with a disconcerting harmony that seemed to echo through the very foundations of the city. As they ventured deeper into the cryptic chamber, the air grew colder, and an ominous presence settled over them. Strange symbols adorned the walls, pulsating with an ancient energy that whispered of forgotten secrets and untold horrors. At the heart of the chamber, a grotesque mural depicted a nightmarish prophecy, a city consumed by eternal darkness, where the living and the undead coexisted in a macabre dance of despair. The mural seemed to come alive, its grotesque figures writhing in silent agony. Amelia, Serafina, and Malachi stood at the precipice of revelation, their fates entangled with the city's haunted history. The chilling melody that had accompanied them throughout their journey intensified, weaving a tapestry of doom that seemed to herald an uncertain future. The city, now a living, breathing entity of malevolence, held its breath as the trio confronted the harrowing truth that lurked in the shadows. The final chord of the haunting melody reverberated through the chamber, leaving an unsettling silence in its wake. And so, the night persisted, the city's secrets buried beneath layers of darkness, awaiting the next unsuspecting soul to uncover the mysteries that lurked within its twisted heart. The echoes of the wraith's warning lingered, leaving an indelible mark on the city's soul, as if to remind all who dared to tread its haunted streets that some secrets were better left undisturbed. The ominous tale of the city and its nocturnal horrors continued, veiled in a shroud of enigma that whispered of an eternal night.